All right. Ian, we have a Patreon. How do you access the CU Podcast?
Go to patreon.com/CU podcast.
And what do you get at the podcast? You get an Ian writing just went up on Monday.
Just did writing for last week.
What was your focus, the writing?
Animal Crossing. Tried to focus mostly on Animal Crossing. This week, who knows? I got to do another one. I'll probably try to get that up soon. It'll probably be Animal Crossing again. No, I have no idea what it'll be. I don't ever have things that I think are interesting to talk about. But I find ways.
You're really selling the Patreon.
Sorry, I'm just being
interesting.
I'm just being honest. Like I want people's fucking I want people's expectations to be tempered. We're having a certain crisis. We're in a certain crisis. I'm not doing a whole lot.
Yeah, but you can still write about whatever. Memories. You can do a Q&A thing. You can do whatever. I'm on Pat's separate Patreon. I'm doing now a monthly Q&A video exclusive to my Patreon.
Wow.
Patreon.com/PatCountry. Trying to get that going again there. Thanks for that. Wow, Ian. Wow, you've been just
Q&A.
You're Pat's dad today. You're just nothing
Pat's
good, Pat.
Dad.
You're Pat's dad today. All right, the Patreon poll topic you vote on every week.
Vote.
In third place, third place. Are you interested in watching WrestleMania this year? 18%. No, I have no interest in WrestleMania in a small dark room. It's a shame because like Edge versus
this wasn't voted on.
I know, but I'm just saying that's why I'm not interested in it. In second place, which will make sure it's there next week, will we ever see another major console that is not Nintendo/Sony/Microsoft?
I thought we scrapped that one.
No, you wanted to. It's not up to you, baby. It's up to what they want. And second place gets the auto buy-in for the next week. And in number one place, first place, talk about Nintendo and Mario 35th anniversary release rumors.
So it's Mario's 35th anniversary.
Super Mario Brothers 35th anniversary.
Super. The super one. The one with the cape. Yeah, 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers. That's neat.
One with a cape.
Super. I just was saying shit.
Oh, he's World with the cape, but okay.
He does have a cape in World.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, so there's lots of talk about what Nintendo's going to do to celebrate.
Celebrate.
The people are starting to put in their votes, their hopes for remakes. People think that there's going to be a remake of Sunshine. People think there's going to be a remake of 64. I hope we see... I wouldn't mind seeing a console-based remake of 64. Or a good port of it. I would like to play it again. I've never much cared for Mario 64. I would like to play it on a modern system and see if maybe a fresh coat of paint could change my mind on it.
Okay.
Super Mario Sunshine, on the other hand, that's one that people love or hate. I just feel kind of in the middle of the road on Mario Sunshine. I think that that's probably the one that we will see a remake of that probably sooner, because that game came out. That game came out when a lot of people who are now in their early 20s were growing up with a GameCube. I think there's a lot of nostalgia right now for Super Mario Sunshine. We're selling a lot of Super Mario Sunshine whenever we get it in at work. So I think that that's definitely one that we could see a remake of. I think that's probably what it will be.
You think it's going to be that?
That would be, if they're going to remake a Mario game, that's what they're going to do.
Well, 64 had what? The one on the DS, right?
It had the one on the DS already.
So that's a remake, kind
People always want to see that one on an actual console, though, because that one did not... it was with a D-pad. There was no, like... It didn't have, like, true analog support.
Oh, I see.
And it had all sorts of, like, added characters and stuff like that. So it would be cool to see that,
they could do a semi-port of that, I guess, if they wanted to, or try to.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing like a full-fledged remake, but you could do even a port. They've got a really nice engine in the Mario Odyssey engine that they could do. I mean, they could recreate a Mario game and make it look really nice if they wanted to.
Well, this is the actual rumors or reported. These were backed up by the sites VGC and then Eurogamer. It said, for the remasters, our sources telling us that Nintendo is pursuing something like a Super Mario All-Stars 2 for the 3D Mario games. That's extremely ambitious. This would include Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and then Super Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2. It's likely that 3D World may get its own separate deluxe style release, which would make sense since, the Switch is a bigger...
That was That was the Wii U one.
Exactly.
And maybe get Land and World together.
It makes sense to re-release something that no one bought on the Wii U. So while it's possible the older 3D Mario games would come in a single compilation, sure, re-release them for the 50th time. It's also likely Nintendo will release them individually, as it did with the Zelda remasters. So that's a very ambitious thing to say, that we're going to just remaster all the big 3D Mario games and put them out. I don't know if that's going to happen. I can see them just re-releasing them without the remastering all of them. That just seems like, how would they have time to do all that and get it all out for unless they were planning this years in advance?
I think it depends on what you want to expect out of a remaster and what they're going to do. I mean, they did do the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ones for the Wii U. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Wii U wasn't around for long when both of those came out. You know, I mean, I don't think they need, if it's just doing a slight remaster, you know, textures and things like that, you probably don't need a huge team. But some of those, like if you're going to do Mario 64, if you do it on like an All-Stars pack, you could definitely just leave it the way it was.
Just leave it.
You can leave it the way it
include
was.
that and the DS one.
But I feel like if you're going to try to charge its, you know, if you're going to try to make it its own separate release, or SKU as the kids like to call them, then I feel like that would probably be more of a candidate for a full remake.
Stock keeping unit, Ian.
Yeah. But
I would say that
but knowing Nintendo, no, I don't think that this is all going to happen this year. And I would be surprised if we actually got it in a Mario All-Stars pack. I would be very surprised. I like what Nintendo does most of the time, but that doesn't mean I don't have criticisms for them. And they will definitely milk all of this.
I don't see why people wouldn't be satisfied to have these non-remastered put out in a pack and sell them.
They would be, but I don't know that Nintendo will do that.
For these, but it's okay to do the 8 and 16-bit ones, but they don't want to do it for the newer consoles.
Right.
I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on this about what direction they would go. I definitely see them re-releasing the Wii U stuff though, because that makes sense too.
So
they did that with every other freaking first title, you know, game for the most part.
So that's World. Like we've mentioned before, does have some touchscreen stuff that you did use the controller for. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they can get around that.
Sure.
They can get around that, and I love 3D Land. I'd love to see 3D Land included in there for no real reason other than the fact that it would be a great package of games.
Is that the one with Cat Mario? Which one was Cat Mario?
That's 3D World as well, but yeah, it was introduced in 3D Land, which was the 3DS Mario.
Okay, so that I'd be more likely to see happen there. Maybe they'll announce that stuff in the next Direct in June or later in the summer there. And then they also claim that there's going to be, let's see. Paper Mario game, meanwhile, represents a return to the franchise's roots. It means something closer to the N64 and GameCube games, which are beloved, and leaving behind the baggage of the more forgettable entries on 3DS and Wii U.
So that means probably an RPG, something closer to an RPG.
Okay. It's a lot to do in 1 year, though.
That's my number one thing. Nintendo doesn't do anything particularly fast. By the time they announce something like on a Nintendo Direct, it's usually only maybe 6 months away from release. They're pretty good about that. Sure. Unless it's like a big preview, you know, like that's wrong. What I'm saying is wrong. But by the time they finally get that hype machine going with like in-depth previews, it's pretty close to release. I don't think Nintendo is going to have any of this stuff. I mean, we might get a remaster, sure, but I don't know that we're going to get a new Mario game.
I think you're going to get one thing, and that's it. You're going to get one of these things. You're either going to get just a pack with nothing remastered, or one remaster, or Paper Mario.
This is what I think we'll actually get this year. I think we'll find a way to get 3D World on the Switch,
sure, that's easy.
Whether or not it comes with 3D Land. And I think we will get a new Paper Mario game announced that will be an RPG.
You don't think you'll get a pack like the old pack came out like for the 25th anniversary?
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't see that necessarily happening quick, but that would, depending on how much effort they want to put into the versions that they're putting on the pack, that would be a quick thing for them to throw together for Mario's 35th birthday. So we could see any of it, but we're not going to see all of it. And it's certainly not all going to be this year. Like, I would expect to have that Paper Mario announced this summer and maybe out next year sometime.
I don't know. Is the 35th a big anniversary? You have to do something versus obviously the 25th.
Also, no, I don't think so. That's the other thing.
Unless you're a video game Twitter account and you do the anniversaries and everything.
It's the 21st birthday of Destruction Derby on the PlayStation. Who remembers? Do you remember? Fucking give me likes and retweets. I fucking hate those accounts.
That's why I needled you, man.
The fucking worst.
7 years ago, this classic came out. I guess. Well, this will be an interesting year for the anniversary. The real anniversary is next year. It's 50 years next year for Mario. That's going to be interesting to see if they do something for that.
50 years next year for what?
Mario, Donkey Kong it'd be 50 years. Excuse me, 40 years. Not
40.
50.
I was going to say, Jesus.
40 years next year. That's something interesting. The theme park was supposed to come out this year, but with everything, with the Olympics getting pushed, they might as well push that for the Universal Japan thing. So
yeah, I have a feeling that we might see more for 40th overall.
You think so?
35th anniversary of the second.
It's a weird thing to say. It's a 30th anniversary of. I get it's the start of the Super Mario franchise, but there was Mario games before that, even though there was only a couple.
Right.
You know, it's still. You know what I mean? Plus, he was the villain. Remember, he was the villain in that one game. Man, I love Donkey Kong Jr. so much, so much.